The city is waking up. In the quiet streets of the metropolis, the sound of early morning traffic fills the air, cars honking, buses rumbling by, and the distant hum of construction workers starting their day. In the midst of this busy world, we meet Arya, a young climate scientist, who sits at her kitchen table sipping black coffee. She scans the news on her tablet, her brow furrowing as her eyes dart back and forth. The latest update from the Arctic Circle appears on her screen. Another temperature increase. Another record broken. Arya sighs deeply, scrolling through graphs, climate projections, and warnings. The news never seems to improve, and the urgency in her job is only growing. She grabs her bag and heads out the door, throwing on a light jacket. Her apartment building, situated in the heart of the city, so she walks briskly through the crowded streets, the noise of the world indifferent to her internal turmoil. The planet is dying, she thinks, and yet, no one seems to care enough to change their daily habits. Dialogue Arya, to herself, the ice caps are melting faster than we predicted. How much longer until the tipping point? Inside the University of Climate Research, Arya enters a high-tech lab where colleagues are gathered. The walls are adorned with large monitors showing satellite images of Earth, and the hum of computers fills the air. Dr. Elijah, her mentor and the head of the research team, stands at the front of the room, pacing back and forth, looking stressed. A few of the younger scientists are also present, faces painted with anxiety. Dr. Elijah looks up as Arya enters. Dr. Elijah, good, you're here. We've got a situation. He gestures to the screen. On it is a detailed model of the sun. A solar flare is growing, and it's set to strike Earth in 24 hours. Arya blinks, unable to fully process the implications of what she's seeing. Arya, this is a catastrophic flare. The damage will be extensive. Dr. Elijah, this isn't just about satellites getting knocked out. If the flare hits at its current strength, it could interfere with Earth's magnetic field. Power grids will fail, communications will shut down, and the internet will be gone. The entire world will be plunged into chaos. A collective murmur runs through the room. The young scientists look from one another, uncertain of how to proceed. Arya's heart races. The world has been on the edge of collapse for years due to climate change. But now, a natural disaster of this magnitude could bring humanity to its knees. Arya thinking to herself, how could we not have seen this coming? A solar flare of this magnitude. We were so focused on the environment, we never thought about this. As the news breaks worldwide, panic sets in. Governments issue warnings about the solar flare's potential effects, but as always, there are skeptics. Some claim the whole thing is an exaggeration, a hoax, or just another disaster prediction that won't come to pass. People in the streets go about their lives in a mixture of fear and disbelief. Some start stockpiling food and water, while others ignore the warnings, thinking the flare will be no worse than a mild inconvenience. However, tension begins to build. Dialogue news anchor. On TV, experts predict that in 24 hours, a massive solar flare will strike Earth. Governments are advising citizens to prepare for a global disruption. This could lead to widespread power outages and loss of communication. Stay tuned for more updates as we approach the predicted time of impact. In Arya's apartment, she checks her phone. Her family has already sent a dozen worried messages, urging her to come home. Family text message, please, Arya, you need to be safe. The world is panicking. Are you coming home? We need to be together. Arya hesitates. She wants to reassure them, but she knows she can't afford to leave. Her research team needs her, and she needs to understand what this flare will mean for the future. The clock ticks down. It's less than an hour before the predicted impact. Arya sits in front of her computer, watching data streams from satellite images and solar readings. Dr. Elijah is pacing beside her, staring at the projections with an air of disbelief. Arya, this is it. It's happening. There's nothing we can do to stop it. Dr. Elijah quietly, we've prepared as much as we could. All we can do now is wait and try to survive. They turn to the window. The sun, already setting, seems to glow with an unnatural intensity, a foreboding omen.